What's up, fam? What's going on out there, man? Made man here, fresh off watching the Derek Chisora versus Olasandar Usyk fight. It is now in the history books. It is over with, fam. It seems as if that Olasandar Usyk defeats Derek Chisora by looks like unanimous decision, or I'd say majority decision. 117 to 112, 115 to 113, 115 to 113, all in favor of Olasandar Usyk, who goes in there and basically makes it a track meet up in that joint tonight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yo, man, Olasandar Usyk did exactly what Olasandar Usyk promised to do, and that was to go in there and make it a peaceful fight. He didn't want to hear anything about war. He didn't want to hear anything about wars or rumors of wars. He wanted to go in there and make it peaceful, and that's exactly what he pretty much did, fam. And let me just tell you, man, I got new questions about Olasandar Usyk about after this fight. Now, my question is, going into this fight, we were all asking ourselves, how does Olasandar Usyk deal with a bigger heavyweight? Now, we pretty much see what Olasandar Usyk is down to do. You know, he's not down to go in there. He's not going to get in there with an Anthony Joshua or a Deontay Wilder and go balls to the wall. He's not going to get in there, fight in a pocket. He is going to be a road runner. He is going to be a mover. I mean, constantly moving. He had Derek Chisora. I mean, Derek Chisora probably had walked about 10 miles in that ring tonight. You know what I mean? I mean, he just kept him constantly moving. And it makes me wonder, will that strategy be effective against the bigger heavyweights? I know we thinking like, if one of these big boys crack Olasandar Usyk, oh, they're going to get little Usyk out of there. But I'm looking at that strategy and I'm thinking, how does that mix with the bigger heavyweights? I mean, the style that we don't want to see, especially in the heavyweight division, him constantly moving, tiring out these big men until about, halfway through the fight. And then he decides to start coming forward and putting a little bit more offense on you once you get dead out tired. Can that style be effective amongst the big boys? I got to ask that question. You know what I'm saying? That's what he pretty much did against Derek Chisora tonight. He made him move. He made him run. He made him move up to about the 7th, 8th round. And then he started letting his hands go a little bit more. He hurt Derek Chisora in the 7th round. He put him on wobbly legs in the 7th round, and he put him on wobbly legs in the 8th round. Outside of that, it was just Derek Chisora plodding forward, trying to get in there to get a big shot off. That big shot pretty much never came. You know what I'm saying? Because Olasandar Usyk kept on moving, So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What's up, Lost One in the building? Zeno, what's up, man? What's up, man? You said all you could say is, yeah, I feel you, fam. It was one of those type of fights that we not used to seeing from the heavyweight division. Like this type of fight, this is why I was telling people, like, look, man, with this weight separation thing, the little dudes with the big dudes and all that stuff, man. Look, we really don't care much about splitting down the heavyweight division, sure. But we also don't want to see these little dudes running around the ring for 9, 10 rounds, not really engaging pity-pat punches in the heavyweight division. This is the land of giants. That's not how we get down in the heavyweight division. But however, Olasandar Usyk is bringing that style up to the heavyweight division. And I'm just wondering, like, how many big boys are going to be able to go into a track meet with Olasandar Usyk and be successful without getting tired? Zeno says, man, I saw a lot of holes in Usyk's game. Chisora was terribly telegraphing his punches, and only because Chisora got tired. Usyk was avoiding them in the later rounds, and early he was getting hit a lot. Yeah, he was getting hit when Derek Chisora had more energy in his tank. As you can see, the scorecards was a lot closer than I probably would have gave. I mean, 115 to 113, that's just a 2-round margin. 117 to 112, that's just a 5-round margin. So, I mean, the judges seen a lot of things that Derek Chisora was doing in there, plodding forward, pushing the aggression, trying to push the action, and they was rewarding him for it. He did hit Olasandar Usyk with some good shots early, but not nearly enough. Down the stretch, man, he just straight up was just tired, couldn't barely move, did very ineffective cutting off the ring, you know what I'm saying? Did not go downstairs into the body until about the 9th, 10th rounds. I kept saying the whole fight, hit the man to the body. When you do corner him, when you do get him pinned down somewhat, go downstairs, Derek Chisora. He too much was head hunting, trying to, pat that jab and just look for that big shot. He should have been going downstairs. If you notice Later on in this fight, Alexander Usyk started to slow down. I mean, he ain't no machine either. All of that moving around the ring he doing, eventually he has to slow down too. But it will help. Derek Chisora would have helped himself a lot better if he would have been going to the body. You know what I mean? But he didn't. He didn't start doing that to about the 10th, 11th round of the fight. Chisora just blew all he had in the first three. Usyk didn't like it. Yeah, Usyk didn't like it. But my thing is, man, Usyk though, man, like he ain't doing himself no favors in here tonight. He didn't win himself over no fans. Now, I would hate to see a fight between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. It's just something I just do not want to see. It will probably be a snooze fest. You know what I'm saying? You got Alexander Usyk not really wanting to engage. You got Tyson Fury who like to box on his toes, man. It'll just be a snooze fest. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Alexander Usyk is smaller than these dudes. He is going to be moving around these dudes like crazy. And you think about this. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. We know Alexander Usyk won tonight. He will remain the WBO mandatory at heavyweight, and he is due his shot against Anthony Joshua. What would that really look like? At first, leading into this, of course, all of us thought Anthony Joshua will corner Usyk, hit him with a big shot, and it's over because Usyk can't take the big punch, and we don't know. But tonight, we seeing something, and we need to see because we've seen it now twice. He did the same thing against Chaz Witherspoon, and he did the same thing tonight. Alexander Usyk looks at these big heavyweights, and he says to himself, they can't keep up with me. I can outmaneuver them. I can outmove them. I have a better tank than these dudes. And that's what I am going to bring to the heavyweight division. It's not going to be a bunch of knockouts. It's not going to be highlight reel style knockouts like we used to seeing from heavyweights. This is the new and improved heavyweight, if you will. The COVID-19 heavyweight, the one that likes to stay the hell away from you. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. And I do wonder, how does that look with these big boys? Sure, he can get cracked. Deontay Wilder's power, Anthony Joshua's power. We know what it's like. He can, Luis Ortiz, he can get cracked at any time, sure. But if he's staying away from these dudes for 7 to 8 rounds, and he's making these dudes move. I mean, how many heavyweights in today's heavyweight division is in good enough shape to keep up with that? Derek Chisora said that he did a 9-month training camp. I mean, 9 months. Come on, man. But he says he's been training since his last fight. Every single day in the gym. This is probably he was in decent shape tonight. And hats off to Derek Chisora. I don't want people to think that just because Derek Chisora went in there and had to do a track meet tonight. No. I hope Derek Chisora keeps his head up because he gave a valiant effort in there tonight. He didn't give up. He didn't give up. Even when he was tired, he still kept coming. The problem was that he did not go downstairs enough. He did not go to the body enough. And that should have been the number one thing that Derek Chisora should have came into this fight doing. The number one game plan from his corner should not have been, let's get close enough and close the gap and then hit him with a big shot. No, the game plan should have been hunt him down, cut the ring off, get him up against the ropes as much as possible, and then go downstairs. That's the key. Because this little mosquito, he is just buzzing around. And he is not going to stop buzzing around until you hit his ass with a fly swatter in the gut. And that's what Derek Chisora forgot to do. But he will live to fight another day. I mean, Derek Chisora is an exciting fighter to watch. I would have loved to see Derek Chisora, say, against a Dominique Brazil tonight. Or a Derek Chisora against, what's my man that just won, man? The foreign guy. I would like to see him against like a Dominique Brazil. I can't get this guy's name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, who just got the win. Over Big Boy, over Fat Boy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Somebody like him, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I wouldn't even mind seeing like an Andy Ruiz versus Derek Chisora, because Derek Chisora, regardless, yeah, he Euro level, yeah, he UK level, he's not world class, but he is exciting, and he is going to push people, and he's going to push you to the limit. I don't think Derek Chisora has no fear of no heavyweight. He doesn't fear losing. He doesn't fear taking a big shot. And I would love to see him, especially against the younger up-and-coming heavyweights, like the F.A. Ajagbas of the world, or the Jared Andersons of the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the perfect test for these young bucks is a Derek Chisora. Hear me when I tell y'all, fam. If we want these new heavyweights to be grinded and come out sharp, you need opponents like Derek Chisora to get you to that promised land. Y'all got to forgive me for the light behind me. I'm trying to block it, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Thumbs up for the fam, man. Thumbs up for the fam. You know what I'm talking about? Chisora won 3 rounds tops, said Napoleon Armstrong. Too much of a vet not to cut off the ring. Yeah, his cutting off the ring abilities tonight sucked. And he did not go to the body. Following around Alexander Usyk, not meeting him at a point. You know what I mean? We all know to effectively cut the ring off, you meet them at the point. You don't follow him around like a puppet. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, like I said, game plan kind of went out the window when Derek Chisora got tired. When Derek Chisora got tired, it was just plodding forward, throwing anything that he can think of and hoping something lands. Not a good game plan with a former undisputed champion, a guy who's recently won tournaments and an Olympian and every. You have to come in here with that game plan. And the game plan should be effectively cut the ring off, and we're going downstairs. We're going to see how good those legs are on Mr. Usyk because he's over 30 himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm stuck in traffic. Pito says, who won? It was Alexander Usyk, Pito. UD, man. 117, 112, 115 to 113, 115 to 113. However, you had the fight made up in your mind how it would go, Pito, with Alexander Usyk being the matador and Derek Chisora being the bull. That's exactly how the fight went. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how the fight went. Usyk shouldn't fight AJ yet. Take step aside money and get his feet wet some more. You know, I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you like this, Lost One. I really think that Alexander Usyk believes in his style. I think he thinks that he has something that the other heavyweights don't have. See, I told you, we get caught up on power. Usyk has something else. Other than he may not have the power of the big men, but he has more agility than the big men. He has more possibly stamina than a lot of the big men, and most importantly, more foot quickness. He's quicker on his feet. These tools can come into play in the heavyweight division as well if Alexander Usyk can stay alive without getting clipped by a big shot. But I do wonder the way he has those tools, how he would utilize them against other big heavyweights. Derek Chisora clearly couldn't keep up. If that was Dillian White in here tonight, how you think Dillian White would have done any better? I mean, I think he would have went downstairs more, and I think he would have cut the ring off a little better. But my thing is, Alexander Usyk, I believe, would have employed the same exact strategy. The question is with these big boys that sits around and sometimes say, forget the scales. Oh, you know what? I can have a meal here. I'm a heavyweight. I don't care how big I get. Well, let's see you try something like that against an Alexander Usyk. I got a feeling this is going to make a lot of people stay away from Usyk because a lot of these big boys are going to be like, look, man, I'm not trying to chase his little ass around the ring, man. This dude running around the ring, you think I want to chase him around the ring? No, and lose my belt on the judges' scorecards because this dude don't want to fight. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting Derek Chisora to come out and say something similar like that. You know what I mean? Zeno say, yo, bro, man, Usyk was getting hurt multiple times by old journeyman Chisora. AJ will kill Usyk. That's only if AJ has the stamina to kill Usyk, though, Zeno. That's the thing I'm looking at. AJ got a lot of muscles. Now, depending on which version of AJ we get, now, will we get Andy Ruiz 1 or Andy Ruiz 2 version of AJ is the golden question. Of course, from what I've seen in there tonight, Andy Ruiz 2 version of AJ will be better fitted to get in there with the Alexander Usyk. If he comes in there muscles on top of muscles, oxygen sucking muscles, if he comes in there with muscles on top of muscles, sure, he can clip Usyk, but Usyk got damn good feet. And if Usyk can drag him through 6 or 7 rounds of doing that, I don't know, bro. I just really don't know. So it's seeming to me that most people going to maybe have to be a front runner on Usyk. You're going to have to clip him early. You're going to have to hurt him early. And most importantly, you're going to have to put money in the bank. You're going to have to put money in the bank because he's going to move. If Usyk is 212 pounds, which it was said that he was tonight, 212 pounds, and you got Tyson Fury standing in front of him, 260 pounds. Yo, guess what, bro? You're going to catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. You know what I mean? And we're going to see about round 6 or round 7 if you are the man that they say you are. And that's how Alexander Usyk going to play it, man. I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all, man. Real spill, man. Real Derek Chisora was gassed from round one, says Robert Rowland. Yeah, his conditioning tonight, I thought he did all right. I mean, I was happy with him digging deep. I mean, he's a heavyweight, and he's probably never fought no one in his entire career, at heavyweight especially. He's fought no one in his entire career that's probably fought him that way. Tyson Fury wasn't even that less engaging. I don't think he's fought no one in his whole career that's fought him in that manner, especially at heavyweight. So maybe Derek Chisora should have expected this coming into this fight. He should have known that Usyk was going to try his best to take advantage of his fitness. I just wonder why he didn't go to the body. That's all I want. Why did he employ some left and right hooks downstairs? Usyk hated it downstairs down the stretch. He was super uncomfortable in the 10th and the 11th round from that body work of Derek Chisora. If he would just started that about 5-6 rounds earlier, maybe it would have paid off. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Mike, what's up, Mike? What's up, man? It'll never work because it take one shot, especially from Wilder. That's a danger to a suspect chin. Facts. Now, Alexander Usyk against a Deontay Wilder would be and that'll be a problem for Alexander Usyk. Why? Deontay Wilder is not nearly as big as a Tyson Fury. It's not nearly as big as an Anthony Joshua or a Derek Chisora or say a Dillian White or a Luis Ortiz. He's lean. He's nimble, just like Alexander Usyk. He's about the same weight as Alexander Usyk, just taller and longer. So it may work good against an Anthony Joshua or against a Tyson Fury or a Luis Ortiz or a Dillian White, but to a Deontay Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder also stays strong while he's tired. And when he let that right hand go, well, ain't no telling what it's going to destroy. Now, Alexander Usyk and Wilder, I think that'd be a problem because Wilder's not going to get as tired as the rest of these big men. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Silver Salamo in the building, man? What's up, man? What's up, man? Who won? Alexander Usyk pulled it out. Alexander Usyk pulled it out, fam. Alexander Usyk pulled it out. Usyk won like a boss, says Rollins. Yeah, he won. He pulled it out. Usyk needs to improve on his power, or AJ and Wilder will hurt him bad, says Silver Salamo. The power thing, I don't think it's going to get no better. I think it is what it is, fam. I don't think that's changing because I don't see the style of Alexander Usyk changing. So until Alexander Usyk moves out of that moving around, he's not sitting down on his punches. He's not even looking for any killer instinct whatsoever. He's looking to beat you on points. He's looking to use his tools, the advantages that he has against his opponent. And I can't knock it. I'm just not used to seeing it at the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if it's any of us, if it's a David and Goliath situation, you use what the tools you have. And the tools that he have, quickness, feet, stamina, may not have the power. And some of y'all are even wondering, how does he take a shot? But I have yet to see Alexander Usyk hit the canvas at the heavyweight division. So I'm just saying. Stamina was the difference in this fight, says Ariel. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Deontay Wilder would win against Usyk, says Preacher David. Absolutely, absolutely. I think so. I think stylistically it'd be a problem. Absolutely. Usyk has proved himself. What Usyk has proven to me since he's came into heavyweight is he's going to be Usyk. He's not going to be who we want him to be. He's not going to turn into the super strong fighter. He's not going to turn into this fighter that's pressing heavyweights and pushing them back. No. He's not going to stand in the gap with a lot of heavyweights. He's not going to stand in that pocket with a lot of heavyweights. It's just not going to happen. So what I guess, stamped to see tonight is Usyk is going to be Usyk. I said it before the fight, and I'll say it again. Usyk told everyone going into this fight, Derek Chisora is the only one talking about war. I'm not talking about war. I'm talking about just winning this fight. I'm talking about peace, and I'm going to win it in a peaceful fashion. Peace be still, because it was peaceful as hell up in that thing tonight. Tank next up all day. Everybody up in this joint, come rock with the homie after the Tank fight. We will be going in for that fight. I cannot wait. Thumbs up for the fam, man, and hit that bell icon if you just seeing me for the first time. We be rocking out over here. You hear me? He could have done more, says Preacher David. Yeah, I mean, I thought Derek Chisora could have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just, honestly, Derek Chisora probably did what he could do. I mean, aside from the body work, Derek Chisora is who Derek Chisora is. He's not a world beater. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, this was supposed to be just a test for Alexander Usyk. And the biggest question was, how would it be once Alexander Usyk get hit? Yeah, I don't even know if Derek Chisora really answered that for me tonight. Just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. You know what I mean? Alejandro says, yo, man, disappointed by Usyk. He could have knocked out Chisora twice in the fight, but backed up from the heat. Absolutely. And that came, I think, in like rounds, I want to say 7 and 8 or somewhere around there. Yo, he hurt Chisora with a 1-2 in the 7th round, and that put him on wobbly legs. And he came out in the 8th round and he hurt him again. And he kind of took his foot off the gas. And I was like, well, if Alexander Usyk want to make a statement, it's called you need to stop Derek Chisora. That would have been a statement heard around the world. But he kind of took his foot off the gas. I don't know if he was too tired to finish him. I don't know if he just didn't have the killer instinct or the want to finish him, figuring he was so ahead on the cards. But he could have finished him. He really could have finished him. He had Derek Chisora on wobbly legs on more than one occasion throughout this fight. You know, Hunter lost against Usyk already. Yeah, he already lost. You know, if I'm Alexander Usyk, man, and I know people may not agree with this, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. If I'm Alexander Usyk, I plod forward. I call out Anthony Joshua. I call out the big boys because I'm sorry, fam. Y'all talking like let time pass as if Alexander Usyk is going to get stronger. As if let time pass. This is Alexander Usyk, man. And like he ain't changing his stripes. He bringing what he did down at cruiserweight. He is bringing that up to the heavyweight, and he ain't changing. You know, I mean, he thinks what he has is the answer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Renee, what's up, fam? What's up, man? Salute to my brother, Renee Box Young in the building. What's up, homie? What's going on, man? Yeah, I like Chisora's performance. I like the fact that he dig deep and he didn't give up. And it makes me walk away from this fight respecting Derek Chisora because he didn't give up. Y'all got to understand something, man. A quit is the worst thing in the world. You can go in there and not give the greatest performance. I mean, you can give the greatest performance and then quit, and then people will forget all about it. The fact of the matter is that Derek didn't quit, and he fought to his very, very last bit iota of energy left in him, man. So for that, I respect him. I just don't like the fact that his corner wasn't giving him a proper. Well, then again, I can't say his corner because every time Derek Chisora hit Alexander Usyk to the body, they went crazy. His corner was going crazy every time Derek Chisora would land a combination downstairs, corner going off. Like, I would think that Derek Chisora would have been like, yo, I must be doing something right when I hit him to the body. I mean, so I can't say, because every time that he touched him to the body, corner got loud. Oh, yeah, keep doing it. And it was on Derek Chisora that he just didn't do it. You know what I mean? AJ needs to put Usyk in the smallest ring possible. Facts, Napoleon. Main man, Usyk style just ain't U.S. crowd pleasing. Can he be a major draw? Nah, I doubt it. Well, I guess from the Hope perspective, the only way he will become a major draw, he's just got to win. He's not going to be able to sell himself well, given his lack of English. Not a controversial type of guy. He's not looking for all of that type of attention. In order for him to become a draw, he's just got to win. He's going to have to become a draw through accomplishments. And it's going to take for him to do something similar to like he did at cruiserweight, because the way he got on the map, it's not so much he's ever been a bad fighter. The way he got on the map to most of us is when he started to win. And so with Alexander Usyk, he's like Terrence Crawford. You just got to let your fighting do the talking. And that's the only way he's going to become a draw. Yeah, man. Usyk should have put in more body shots, says Zeno. Absolutely. Renee Box Young says, yo, man, I still don't see Usyk with the right amount of power, defense, and speed for heavyweights, man. Okay, yeah. I mean, one thing that is concerning, Usyk got tired too. And the worst thing for Alexander Usyk is for him to get tired. See, it's one thing for the big boys to get tired. They can take all your little pity pat shots. But Usyk, you can't get tired. You cannot, because you get tired and your feet stop moving, you get cornered, it's a wrap, Cap. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe so. And in rounds 10 and 11, Usyk kind of took them rounds a little off. Like he was slowing down. The gap got real small in the 10th and the 11th round for Alexander Usyk. So even though he was doing all of that moving, it tired him out down the stretch. Remember, we just seen this with Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. Remember in that fight, Vasyl Lomachenko tried to incorporate the same thing. The only difference between Usyk and Vasyl Lomachenko was the fact that Alexander Usyk, I don't know. It seemed to me Alexander Usyk was the one playing Matador. As for Vasyl Lomachenko was getting in there, getting busted up, and then getting put out at the house. Oleksandr Usyk was going in there, laying his punches down, and then leaving when he wanted to. And the difference was that Derek Chisora wasn't giving anything back when they were in close quarters. I don't know, man. It just to me, man, looking at this heavyweights fight like this is just something different for me, bro. Deontay is pretty fast with his hands, says Zeno. All day, all day, all day. I gotta forget my dogs back there barking, man. Usyk versus Wilder would be an interesting fight. Would be like a man swinging for a fly with the baseball bat all day, all day. And that's what I'm saying, fam. And see, all of y'all even acknowledging the fact that that's what he's bringing. He's moving. He's agile. He ain't gonna stop moving. That ain't gonna change. You put Alexander Usyk in there with an Andy Ruiz, he moving. You put him in there with a Dillian White, he moving. I don't know. I guess we're going into every fight asking the exact same question, and that is, what happens when he get hit? We're going to be stuck right here, I guess, until the moment happens. I don't know. But the fact still remains, we're going to be stuck with that, man, because he's going to keep doing the same thing. Man, Chisora was landing mean overhand rights. Yeah, early he was. He just couldn't go down in the stretch with it. But my thing is, when he had all of that energy and he was landing those overhand rights, he should have been landing uppercuts downstairs, left hooks downstairs, right hooks downstairs, roughing him up, getting him in there, wrestling with Usyk, grabbing him, wrestling with him, tossing him around. Don't go in there on no friendly stuff. See, one thing that did worry me a little bit about Derek Chisora going into this fight, he was way too respectful of Alexander Usyk. Derek Chisora is not a respectful dude. Never have been. You know what I mean? Not really too much. He was respecting Alexander Usyk a little too much for my liking. And it kind of sort of, I don't know, played out in the ring. Usyk is not ready for a top-notch caliber fighters in the heavyweights, man. No way. But I don't think he's going to waste any more time in preparation for that one perfect Alexander Usyk. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's going to waste it. I see the reason why him and his management are pushing forward with this, trying to become the mandatory and get that title shot. I honestly see why. I truly think that they can squeak past and outrun everybody at heavyweight. I think they're going to go down that route. It ain't like, say, when Evander Holyfield came from cruiserweight and came to heavyweight. He went in there and became a bruiser at heavyweight. Alexander Usyk is coming up and looking to survive every fight. If he can survive his way to a title shot, Alexander Usyk is perfectly happy with that. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. Chisora had a shorter reach and shorter than Usyk. How does Usyk do against a big heavyweight with skills? That's a good question. Maybe a Luis Ortiz? That'd be interesting. I still think that he uses his size and his stamina and just by him being smaller, a smaller guy. And not to mention, Alexander Usyk fights in that manner, even from cruiserweight. This is not nothing new for Usyk. So him being a mover as he is something he's always been. We just didn't think that it will work at this weight class. And a lot of us still got our doubts. We just got to wait and see what happens if he get in there with AJ or if he gets in there with the Fury. You know what I'm saying? Du Bois would destroy Usyk inside 6. I don't know, bro. Them big boys, man. Them youngers, they've been showing some stamina problems down the stretch. Also, FA shows stamina issues, I thought. And, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, Alexander Usyk is going to stay away from these dudes, and these young heavyweights will have to figure out, how do I pin them down other than just going in there and just throwing a big shot? How do I cut this ring down? How do I pin him down? You know what I mean? Do I have the mindset to stay consistent of going downstairs on Usyk and not just thinking, oh, I'm the bigger man and he's the smaller man, so I'm going to knock his head off? It ain't going to work, champ. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. Deontay Wilder, right now, from what I see of all the styles of the elite heavyweights, Deontay Wilder perhaps poses the biggest risk to Alexander Usyk right now. You know what I mean? In my opinion. Denise, the queen, Denise Ward is in the building. What's up with you? What's up with you? Usyk still has not looked good in his last couple of fights. Remember in the Chaz Witherspoon fight, we thought, you know, hey, Chaz didn't, you know, and it's the same way it played out in that. It ended earlier. It wasn't so much that Alexander Usyk was looking like this world beater. It was just Chaz got tired because Usyk danced around him. Now you're tired. Now I'm going to kind of get a couple punches in. Chaz his conditioning was terrible. He was a 4-round fighter. And Alexander Usyk knew that. You know what I mean? Man, what's going to happen when this dude gets in there with someone who's going to be able to effectively slow him down and hit him to the breadbasket? That's what's going to take. And if none of them don't do it, it's going to be a long, long night, man. Long night. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Usyk did the best that he could do versus the pressure of Chisora. Facts. I think, let me see, hold on, what's his name? Ezra. I think what it is that people are not used to this, bro. Ain't nobody used to seeing heavyweights fight like this. And this is something that you got to understand. Boxing fans, we see this at welterweight. We see this at, bantamweight, featherweight, whatever, the smaller weight classes. Ain't nobody expecting no heavyweights to get in there and turn into a track meet. We expecting heavyweights to get in there and make the earth shake. You know what I'm saying? That's what we look forward to seeing heavyweight fighters do. So when a lot of boxing fans take this in, they're going to perceive it as a heavyweight and say, this is not what I expected. This guy just ran around the ring the whole fight. You know what I mean? So it leaves the question of what happens once he get hit by a big boy. Stormy B man in the building. Salute to you, Stormy B man. What's up, everybody that hears the sound of my voice? Please go check out Stormy B man. That's a real live channel right there. Breaks it down, man. Educational boxing channel. You know what I'm saying? We need more of those around here. Real spill. They are hyping Usyk up so when AJ beats him, they will elevate his profile more. I mean, don't get it twisted. Beating an Alexander Usyk is still an accomplishment. I mean, the man still has his he still was a former undisputed champion. You know what I mean? And beating him still holds some weight, in my opinion. So, I mean, he came up to the land of the giants. He said he can operate in this world. He says that his style is different from everyone else. And from right now, and truth be told, Alexander Usyk has the most different style of all the heavyweights. He can outrun all of these heavyweights. He can outdo or try to be the road runner to all of these coyotes. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one I think that's up there that can do that. Is there anyone else that you could think of off the top that can move like that for as at the heavyweight division for that long of a fight? He did it for the entire fight. Man, them heavyweights ain't doing that. Not these 2020 heavyweights. Hell nah. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Chisora could have helped himself if he had put in the road work in training. He said he had a 9-month training camp. I just, in 9 months, if he ain't do no road work, shame on him. He did look kind of upper big, you know what I'm saying? Really, really upper big. He did look pretty solid. Wasn't too flabby looking, you know what I mean? But, I mean, the road work would have helped him. But most importantly, going downstairs to Alexander Usyk's body would have really helped him. You know what I'm saying? Really helped him. Really helped him. I think Usyk is about a B-level heavyweight. That's about proper. And to all of the boxers and heavyweights out there, Derek Chisora is considered a B-level heavyweight. But guess what? Derek Chisora is very well respected. So as you can see, that's one thing I respect about Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora said before this fight, man, you think I care about my losses? You think anyone cares about my losses? No one cares. I don't care. Derek Chisora enters every single fight like he has no losses. And I respect that. And so I want to see him live to fight another day. All day. You know what I'm saying? Line him up with somebody, Eddie. I don't know, whoever y'all can find over there. Line him up with somebody. You know what I mean? Napoleon says at 54, Tyson was with the crouch, bob and weave while stepping forward. Body head style would have killed Usyk. Oh, yeah. A Mike Tyson approach? Oh, man, come on, man. That hook to the body, come back with that uppercut. Oh, come on, man. It wouldn't even been nothing to talk about, fam. Chisora was just tired, says, that's why he wasn't able to get in that extra working close. Yeah, because it's not so much that Chisora was just tired. It was Usyk made Chisora tired. Let's just call it for what it is, fam. Alexander Usyk had the superior game plan. Facts. It was something we all expected him to do. And we thought that Derek Chisora would have had a much more better counter plan than that. But it is what it is. So let's go on, man. The thing is this, man. I'm just going to say going forward, we know that Alexander Usyk now is in a position where he is the WBO mandatory. And so he's going to want his shot now against Anthony Joshua. According to all reports, I have not seen anything stating that Alexander Usyk is willing to take any step aside money. Everything that I've been getting has been Alexander Usyk wants his shot. Everything that I've been getting has been Alexander Usyk allowed Anthony Joshua to face Kubrat Pulev. So by him stepping aside for that, he wants his shot sometime in 2021. And the WBO will have to call that because they've been very, very reluctant to call that. Keep in mind, Alexander Usyk has pretty much been the mandatory pretty much since he moved up to heavyweight. And how long has he been there now? So Alexander Usyk is looking at it like, look, man, I've been beyond fair and I want my shot. I don't know how this is all going to work itself out. I don't know. I truly don't know how this is all going to work itself out. The WBO have said some things on record in the past, like, hey, you know, we down to see a total undisputed fight. We would love to see it. But then again, you got Alexander Usyk and his people knocking on the WBO door like, we don't want to hear none of that. We want our shot like now. Alexander Usyk moved up and took Dillian White's spot. Remember, fight fans, and this is what I always try to tell everybody. Dillian White not only should be upset with the WBC, I always say this, but his anger should also be directed at the WBO. And I always go down this road. When Dillian White was going to fighting during his mandatory time or whatnot, and he decided to face Joseph Parker, go back to that time. The reason he fought Joseph Parker wasn't for the WBC, fam. It was for the WBO because he thought that by beating Joseph Parker, who was the former WBO champion, well, guess what? They was going to make him the mandatory by beating the former champion, but they never did it. Instead, they moved Alexander Usyk up, and given that he was the WBO champion at cruiser, they made him mandatory at heavyweight, moving Dillian White out the way even after he beat their former champion. So he should have been just as mad at the WBO than he was at the WBC. Well, Alexander Usyk took Dillian White's spot, and he's been the mandatory ever since, waiting patiently. He sat back and he watched Tyson Fury and Wilder fight. He sat back and he watched AJ go do what he wanted to do. He took on the Chaz Witherspoon thing. And Chaz Witherspoon was a late-minute addition. Remember, fam, he was a late-minute addition. He was supposed to fight someone else. What was the name? The dude had a funny name, Spong. He was supposed to fight Tyrone Spong, remember? And then Chaz Witherspoon stepped in at the last minute, and he still didn't give a good showing. But the point I'm trying to make is that Alexander Usyk has been patient. So I don't know what route the WBO is going to call for him. I don't see what defense that the WBO or anyone else for that matter would have against Alexander Usyk. I mean, he's well within his rights to enforce his mandatory. The question is, will Eddie Hearn, who Derek Chisora accused of being really cozy with the Ukrainians, will Eddie Hearn work out some sort of backroom deal that say, yo, man, make sure that we'll get him on the next time after we get Anthony Joshua out the way for his other fights? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this all works out. We'll see. Let me get up out of here, fam. Politics. Who did Usyk beat to earn AJ? He was a former undisputed champion. That's good enough. I mean, having all 4 belts in one class, winning the Muhammad Ali trophy, winning the World Boxing Super Series. He may not have done it at heavyweight, sure. But you can't act like Alexander Usyk ain't boxing royalty. You can't act like Alexander Usyk ain't. Well, I don't know if I take him out of my pound for pound under he's a heavyweight now, but he, once upon a time, definitely top 5 pound for pound. He's now in the heavyweight division, so I don't put heavyweights in my pound for pound. But when he was at cruiserweight, top 5 pound for pound fighter all day. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't say that. Usyk is not even great at evading punches. He got caught every single round at least once with a power shot. Nothing with no pepper. Nothing with no. I didn't see Derek Chisora really connect like that down the stretch, bro. It was a bunch of just desperation shots, a bunch of just winded shots. Nothing he was really sitting on. I mean, Alexander Usyk wasn't standing in one place long enough to allow Derek Chisora to sit on any punches. You know what I mean? So I'm not going. I can't say he was getting hit with power shots. I mean, there wasn't really a lot of pepper in a lot of Chisora's shots that he was landing down the stretch. Maybe early in the fight, but not down the stretch. Usyk should not even be getting a title shot. He needs to earn his ropes like every other heavyweight. He should fight Hunter, Ortiz, Ruiz, etc. Hey, in the perfect world, that's the way it goes. But we know the WBO super champion automatically gets a chance to move up and compete for that title. So, those are the rules of the sanctioning bodies, man. And it's unfortunate, but that is what it is. You know what I mean? That bread basket going to be empty to feed the multitude, says Stormy B, man. Yes, sir. Hey, you got to hit him downstairs. Deontay Wilder would have let right hands go downstairs. Tyson Fury would have been jabbing him, touching him downstairs. AJ would have looked the guy in close, throwing them uppercuts like he liked to throw in the inside. Downstairs. I do not think any of the elite fighters, elite heavyweights, would have abandoned the body work. Derek Chisora, so busy trying to get that highlight reel knockout and abandon the body. That's just bad fundamentals. Y'all can call it whatever y'all want. That's just bad fundamentals. Yo, man, what times does the Tank versus Leo main event start? From what I understand, it's gonna be like the actual card starts at like 8:30, 9 o'clock here on this. I'm about to get ready to get off and get it cracking now. So should be started now. I think the undercard fight's about to start coming on around 9 o'clock. So you're here on the East Coast. So I'm about to get ready to go ahead and get locked in on this, fam. I will be here after the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz fight. For anybody wondering, I'm rocking with Tank for the knockout all day. You know what I'm saying? DMV about to come through strong tonight. You know what I'm talking about? All day. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, fam, we will chop up the Deontay Wilder video. I got a lot of reserved thoughts for that I'll just keep locked up until tomorrow until we get these fights out the way. But I seen the Bomb Squad video earlier. I seen the Deontay Wilder video earlier, and I got some things I got to say about that. I'm not going to let that out right now, and I'll see y'all tomorrow about the Deontay Wilder mess. But as of today, let's rock on. Let's get ready for tonight's fights. We got the Regis Prograis fight coming up too. I want to see what Regis looking like, man. Yeah, man. Y'all come on back here, man. Rock the bells and rock with the homie. Thumbs up on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. And this is the final call. Alexander Usyk defeats Derek Chisora by unanimous decision, 117-112, 115-113, 115-113, all in favor of Alexander Usyk, remaining the WBO mandatory challenger at heavyweight. And we're going to see what the future holds for Alexander Usyk. As for Derek Chisora, like I say, hang around the sport, man. We ain't ready to see you hang it up just yet. You exciting as hell, and you balls to the wall, and we love that all day. I catch up with y'all after the fights, man. I see y'all real soon, man. Y'all stay cool out there. And for most importantly, it's Halloween night, so y'all stay safe out there, man. A lot of lunch boxes running around, you know what I mean? I catch up with y'all real soon, man. And until the next video, man, peace out. Much love to the fam.